Hey, how's it going, everybody? Expat Stacker coming to you with a quick discussion topic video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about what's next for the silver price and the gold price. As you know, gold has reached all-time highs, and silver has also experienced a recent surge. And a lot of channels are talking about this, so I just wanted to give my contribution to the conversation. Before I do that, though, you guys know I love to shout out channels that I come into contact with that I like their content, especially the newer channels. So let me give three quick shout outs before we get into the discussion. The first one is Silver in Far East. This guy is also an expat, but he's based in Hong Kong. But yeah, I mean, he's I think one of the only other ones that's based out of Asia aside from me. So shout out to him. The next one is Anna T, and I believe she's American and based out of Europe, so she's also an expat. And then the last one is Silver Saurus, and he's not an expat. He's based out of the UK, but I do love his outlook on stacking, and I like the composition of his stack. And really great channel. So I will leave links to all three of those channels in the description of this video, and you guys should go check them out and let them know that Expat Stacker sent you over there. All right. Now, let's get into the topic of this video, which is what's next for the silver price. So this is just my opinion, and this is just my contribution to the conversation. I've seen a lot of videos about this topic on YouTube, on a lot of the stacking channels, and everybody wants to know what's going to happen with the silver price going forward. Will it continue to surge? Is this the new level that it's going to stay at for a while, or is it gonna pull back? And seems like a lot of people, that at least the channels that I watch, think that a pullback is coming. So first, let me say that I've had a kind of conservative posture when it comes to stacking all year. I talked about the reasons why for that in my 2020 stacking strategy video at the beginning of the year, and I touch on it again in my 6-month update video that I did more recently, I think it was last month. But basically, I saw a lot of volatility and uncertainty and stuff in the world at the time, and I just wanted to take it easy and be careful, and just be more conservative in my stacking. And it's worked out really well for me so far. I've been able to pull the trigger and get more aggressive at times. So for example, right before this recent surge, I saw some things that were kind of like alarm bells for me, and decided to go ahead and make some bigger pickups. But basically, my strategy is 1/10 ounce of gold and a couple of 1-ounce silver coins every month as a baseline, once a month as a baseline, and then if I want to pick up more, I will. So let me tell you why I think that's going to continue to be my strategy going forward, because honestly, I don't see a pullback coming like a lot of the other channels seem to think. Maybe a little bit, maybe a small, I would say within $1 or two. That's possible, but I don't really consider that to be a major pullback. I mean, maybe it is when we're talking like $20 or less than $20, but basically there's 4 reasons why I don't see a pullback coming, and why I'm going to continue on with this strategy for myself. So there are 4 basic reasons, and the first one obviously have to do with the silver supply being constrained. So because of everything that's gone on this year in 2020, mines shutting down and other shutdowns, the supply has been constrained. The amount of new silver ounces that's coming into the market has been constrained. So obviously a supply constraint would not be indicative of a price pullback. Now you couple that with increased demand, and this is the second point. And I think that it's increased silver investment demand. So as you know, silver is a monetary metal, a lot like gold. And and it is also an industrial metal. So you have two demand sources, and both of them are increasing. So increased silver investment demand for the bullion. And then I think there's a lot of pent up industrial demand, and we're going to really see that when the economies start to reopen, which is happening now for a lot of countries. Not so sure about the US. The US seems to be struggling massively with this situation. So, but a lot of countries are starting to really reopen now. Just in case you're new to my channel, I am Expat Stacker, and I am based out of Korea. So, yeah, just back to the point that I was making. There's increased demand both from investment and from industrial sources. And when you couple that with the first reason that I cited, the constraint on the supply because of the shutdowns and the mines and everything, this has all been really well documented. That doesn't lead me to believe that there's going to be any kind of pullback in the price. Now, the third reason is increased volatility and tension in the world. So we have increased U.S.-China tensions. It's going beyond trade now. Recently, they've ordered each other to shut down different diplomatic missions in each other's respective countries. So I believe it was in Texas. They ordered the closure of either an embassy or a consulate, and then China did the same thing. And then this situation with Hong Kong, and people are being arresting each other's nationals, and and that's only just between the U.S. and China. There are a lot of other countries that have tension and problems with each other, and geopolitical power struggles and things like this. So there's a lot of tensions and instability in the world right now. And also there's an election coming up in the U.S., a very contentious election. And, whenever there's that kind of instability, uncertainty, fear, people and institutions run towards precious metals. And that leads me to my fourth point, is that the actions of the institutional investors show me that they don't believe. I mean, they're the experts. I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing my opinion and contributing to this conversation. But when I look at the actions of the institutional investors, they don't tell me that they think that a price pullback is coming. Credit Suisse recently discontinued, I think, 6 ETN products, which were 3x long levered silver and gold and other leveraged financial instruments that were long on precious metals. So, I mean, I don't think they would do that if they thought that a price pullback was coming. Goldman Sachs also is advising their clients to buy more gold. So basically everything I'm saying about the silver price, I also think about the gold price. Bank of America recently came out with 18-month forecast for gold that has it going to $3,000 an ounce. And I mean, it's looking like that might be an accurate prediction. I mean, gold is now in uncharted territories, so it's almost at $2,000 an ounce. So could it go to 3,000 in the next year and a half? I don't think that's too crazy to think that that could happen. So I mean, will it happen? Nobody knows. But like I said, they're the experts, not me. And I don't think that they would be taking these actions and saying these things and doing these things if they thought that gold and silver were going to be pulling back on the price. So again, the 4 reasons are the supply constraint, the increased demand, both from investors and from industrial sources, increased tension and volatility, instability, hostilities in the world, and then the actions of the institutional investors these things tell me that there's not a significant pullback coming. So another thing, I guess, is kind of a fifth reason, is that gold getting to all-time highs, that is very significant. And when you break through, when you have an asset that breaks through a ceiling or a significant number like that, it tends to continue on that trajectory. Silver also, it's been at least 10 years since it's been in the current territory that it's in, and with the environment that we're in and with what I see happening, I really don't see a pullback coming. Alright guys, so I am kind of a data-driven person, so I just wanted to share with you some of this evidence of what I mentioned about these institutional investors. And while I was thinking about it as well, there is kind of even a sixth reason. So even though I said there are kind of four reasons why I think the silver price is now going to retreat, there is actually one more. So that is the fact that central banks all around the world are continuing to print more and more and more fiat currency, as well as keep interest rates down, keep them low. So that's going to cause a lot of inflation, and that is probably going to continue to support the higher prices in the precious metals. So I'm going to continue on with my strategy of a couple of ounces of silver and a 10th ounce of gold every month as a baseline. And I may go more than that, but I might just maintain that baseline for now. I'm pretty close to hitting almost all my goals for this year, so no need to necessarily push it too hard. But by the way, I also wanted to say that a lot of this information that I'm sharing with you right now is in a video that I recently made called Restore Your Economic Sovereignty with Silver and Gold. I worked really hard on that video, and I think it's pretty interesting, and I put a lot of effort into it. I would love it if you guys would go over there and check it out. Go ahead and share your thoughts after you watch the whole thing. So yeah, guys, that's my thoughts, my contribution to the conversation about the price of silver and gold and what I think is going to happen. So guys, let me know what you think, what your opinion is, and what your strategy is now and going forward. I know a lot of people are thinking that a pullback is coming. I hope I'm wrong, actually, too, guys, by the way, because I also don't like paying, more than I, is comfortable for converting my fiat into precious metals. But you know what? In the long run, I think it's going to be worth it, even though it's getting more and more expensive to do that. I think it's definitely worth it. So those are my thoughts. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What are you doing right now, and what do you think is going to happen with the prices of silver and gold? And what do you think about the case that I just laid out for the reason why I think that silver and gold prices are not going to be retreating anytime soon? All right, guys, this is Expat Stacker, and I'll catch you on the flip side.